coffee, so the heat from the stove. There go, bud. You don't gotta move. She's getting goofy, Ma. She's getting old lady goofy. Oh well. I had a good day. I'm gonna tell the world about it. Ooh, I just burped up buttered chicken. That was pretty good.
Buttered chicken?
That's what we had for lunch.
Yeah, that was good.
Then I stopped off at Smith's.
Yes.
I have too many clothes on. I stopped off at Smith's to get some garlic naan. So we had butter chicken on saffron rice. Dude, I love this new store. What a snob I was. What a bad attitude I have. I stand corrected. Or maybe it's changed. Maybe it just feels different now. Maybe it just feels different. But I gotta go to a new grocery store and they got all kinds of good food. Check this out. This is dope. This is what Mom's gonna have for dinner. I wouldn't say it's all locally sourced food. They do have locally sourced food, but they do also, and they make a lot of stuff in-house, I think. But it's also, they get like the best locally sourced food in other places, like Mary's Chicken in California. Oh. I wonder where that is, because look what Mom's gonna have for dinner. Look how orange that is. Oh, the orange. Lemon carrot ginger soup. How dope is that? For people that don't like crap food. See, I'm not for people that eat McDonald's. I haven't eaten McDonald's in 5 years, so if you eat McDonald's, I'm probably not the channel for you. I'm sure it'll be so much better when it's hot. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Look how orange that is. Well, the light makes it orange, but that's lemon carrot ginger soup. It's hella dope. Hella dope. Mom, say hella dope. Hella dope. Hella dope. Hella dope. Hella dope, Mom. I had a pretty good day. I figured out what's wrong with the Suburban, and I'm so happy about it. I figured it out. It's too bad I spent $3,000, and I figured out what's going on with my car, and the shop couldn't. All because the little lid on the top of the radiator coolant reservoir. That's what caused a lot of the problems. And then I figured it out. And I'm like, okay, so this shop, Metric Motors, that's two, like, terrible maintenance fouls that you're going to replace the spark plug wires without replacing the spark plugs. That's like bad business. And then you're gonna let a car leave. What am I talking about? Poor maintenance practices. Oh. Local shops that do their customers dirty. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. And so, I just spent $3,000 at Metric Motors and my shit still wasn't right. And I figured out this morning what it was. Because before I took it in, I filled the fluid. I filled up the radiator, and you're supposed to. Any good mechanic knows you're supposed to put that in the radiator reservoir, which I did. And then I took it in. They had it for 8 days. It sat, all this stuff didn't happen. They charged me through grand. I got it back, and I looked in the radiator, and I was like, okay, that's full. When I took it to the other shop where they figured out what was where they welded up the exhaust, and then they fixed the door hinge pins on the cabin door in the rear, and then the hinge pin on the front door, passenger side. That's a bitch. That is a bitch job to do. I gave the technician $100. I got to buy, like, here, dude. I saw the video. That sucks. I'm sorry. I wish I could still do these things myself, and I just know my limitations now, and I can't. So I have to pay other people's stuff that I used to do myself back in you know, but my body's falling apart and I have to conserve my energy because I need to give it to Mom to take care of Mom. So we got the car all squared away, and then I got to go to the grocery store to get water because Sid has ionized water in their water dispensary thing, and so that's good for your body, especially if you're energetic sensitive like mine, like me. And it was so funny because like I go back, okay, and I'm a full spectrum being. I can handle any situations, but I just really don't like it when there's like clutter and disorder and all that stuff, because it just doesn't feel like the sweet spot. So today, there was like somebody at the water dispensary getting water, and then their cart was over here, and then there was somebody else here. And then I noticed all these other people going through, like they all had water jugs, like 2-gallon water jugs maybe. But they were already full, like they were pre-filled and they were buying theirs pre-full. So I'm trying to determine, and I'm talking to my friend on the phone, and I'm trying to determine like so I'm not cutting in front of anybody. And this German lizard lady, you just feel like, you know, the people that just, they're the kind of say, oh, no, it's okay, don't get too excited. They're passive. See, I'm aggressive because I'm not aggressive, that's the wrong word. I'm passionate, and people take that as aggression. And so when I'm out here, you know, they come back with aggression, and I'm like, that's weird. So this lady was just like taking up all the space with this little bald dude. So it was this 2 people that were right in front of the coffee, right? And they were just being in the way. They were just being in the way. And people would come in and they're like, you know, and they just didn't care because they were carrying on their conversation. None of them were there filling up their water jugs. Their business was done there. They're just being in the way. And I'm like, oh, it's that low vibrational frequency. It's the lizard people, right? So she got curt with me. She like snapped at me. And the way she looked at me though, it was wicked. Rude! I'm smiling! Why are you looking at me with daggers in your eyes? You want to play like that? Let's play. So I just explained to her that I am in fact a mind reader. I just didn't feel like doing it right now, so I'm trying to figure out whose cart belongs to who, because you people are just kind of in the way and don't seem to care. You know? I get there's a center of the universe. I just didn't realize it was you two shopping at Sid's today. And then my friend on the phone, she's a sensitive she's sensitive. She's Pisces. I'm Pisces, so I'm sensitive too. I realized I do what Mom did that used to embarrass me when I was a little girl. I'd get embarrassed because Mom, all she had was the power of her voice, right? Yeah? Like, grown men would beat her up, you know, kick her and, you know, knock her, just like the stuff that I've had to witness her go through. That is enough for me to want to take care of her for the rest of her life, oven by itself, because men are so abusive on both sides of the badge. I can't tell which the bad guys and good guys are, because so many of them wear badges and so many of them work in agencies that say, we're here to help, and then they're dirty and gross. My coffee's over there. So, my friend hears this, and like, I just hear, like, I realize in an instant, like, everything clicked, and I'm just like, I am so out there. I live in my head, but I live externally. I'm an INFJ. I'm an introverted extrovert. But I am such a clown. I am such a me, a heyoka. I encompass all there is of the Marge that there is. I'm margical. I'm all these things, right? But it's so much for people. But my light burns so bright that sometimes it blinds them and it hurts and they don't like it. That's why a lot of people don't have a lot to do with me that used to, you know, they used to think I was this great person. So if they knew that I was this really cool chick, wouldn't logic dictate that as I get older, that I'm only gonna like become more generous, or I'm gonna become more of what I was, or whatever. You know. But anyway, so I realized that I was like, you know, you have real life friends, and then you have, I guess, people in the ethers, in the no place space. Like, some people that I have been close with in life, I have never met in real life. But we've come across each other's paths because we are similar in frequency. It's like listening to a familiar song. And I have a broad spectrum. So I dabble on a lot of people's radars. I visit a lot of people's worlds. It's very infrequently that people visit mine. So later in this same excursion at Sid's, I go through the checkout, and this older woman, she says, "Hey!" And I turn around and I said, "Yeah!" "Hey!" And she's like, because I thought I knew her. She was so, like, I thought, like, you know, because I know so many people from all over the place. I don't know where, you know, it takes me a minute. Like, right? Like, I'm assessing. And she goes, and I'm walking with my cart, and I'm trying to get out of the way because people are checking out. There's a lot of hustle bustle, and I just can't stand being in the way, and I don't, just as much as I don't like it when other people are in the way. And she comes up. It's pretty cute, actually. She's probably in her 70s. Just little itty bitty tiny, well, compared to me, she was tiny, but me compared to the guy that got my ice cream down off the top shelf, the Ice Mom's mint chocolate chip, he was 6'3", and he just went on forever. I was like, "Hey, since you're in there," in the cooler, and I don't want to put on a show of me trying to jump up there at freaking mint chocolate chip ice cream. So we had a good laugh. I should have gave he and his buddy, maybe his dad, stickers, right? But I get so excited I forget. And then so the little old lady says, "Hey, I was following you through the store." And I was like, "Hey, why would you do that? That's kind of a really weird thing to do." And she's like, no, it's not like that. I'm like, "I know, I'm just kidding around with you." It's just kind of what I do. And she's like, "I just have to tell you." And she leans real close in, and she's like, "You are adorable." And I was like, "Why, thank you. What a very nice thing to hear somebody say out loud."
How nice.
And then she went on her way, and she started to walk, and I was like, "Hey, do you like stickers?" But she didn't hear me anymore.
Oh.
And because I carry magnets and stickers. And then I had magnets in my pocket. So today, and then I post stuff on TikTok. Like today, on TikTok, I did a TikTok about, where is it? Like, because I got Indian food over at Sid's, but I didn't find, they have garlic naan over at Smith's, so I went over to Smith's to get garlic naan to go with our butter chicken and saffron rice, and then I stashed I put a magnet there, and then I do TikToks, and then this one says hashtag for fun and for free. Hashtag straight people like rainbows too. And then I said, "I like to leave little pieces of me all over the place. If you find one, feel free to share. Hashtag sharing is caring." And then so I want people that come and visit in Taos to go find my shit and then post it on social media. Hashtag straight people like rainbows too. See? Because I'm autistic and I'm native, so it's the full spectrum. It's the color wheel in my mind. See, isn't that kind of dope? So people, and like, I give them to like the people that work at the grocery store, you know, because they got to deal with a lot of shitty attitudes all day. So I'm like, everybody likes a sticker, and then I'm like, it's cheeky because I'm not. Although I haven't been on a date in 10 years, so anyway, it's just a little bit way to add a little bit of color to planet Earth. That's all. Just give something back, because they made me go to war and do stuff I feel real bad about doing, because it's all stolen valor. Can I explain that? What I mean by it's all stolen valor? You know, have you ever heard the term of stolen valor? I'll read what the fake stuff says.
Okay.
What stolen... I'm going to try not to cry. Stolen valor refers to the act of falsely claiming to have served in the military, to have earned military medals and honors, to gain money, respect, tangible benefits. Hey, Tanya, what's up? I'm talking about stolen valor and how it's all stolen valor. And I'm going to make it make sense. Mom's here. Often to gain money, respect, tangible benefits, and it's illegal under the Stolen Valor Act of 2013. If done with fraudulent intent to obtain something of value, carrying potential fines or imprisonment of serious... Hi, how are you? Offense that demeans actual service members. People who commit stolen valor lie about service medals like Purple Hearts or Silver Stars, POW status, or combat experiences. God, this sucks, because people hate me when I say this shit, but it has to be said, man. I just hate that people hate me. I can feel it. A behavior exposed through online investigations and sometimes reported to authorities like the FBI. It's all stolen valor, because we never have any reason to be doing shit over there. So my valor is stolen because I was a part of people that just, you know, their whole lives. I'm good, actually, you know, Tanya, I'm talking about heavy content, but I had such a good day today. I got to give stickers away. Go look at my TikTok if you have TikTok. I put stuff up there, too. So, no, Mom had a good day. It's just so cold. Car's running like a champ. Dude, that thing's a tank. You want to see the bumpers I want to have put on it? I picked them out. I don't know if they're going to fabricate them in-house or if they're going to have to... They can. They're a full-ass machine shop. So, these are on the Suburban. These are the bumpers I want to have put on it. Where is it? There they are. Can you see that? Can you see those? They're the old ranch style. And then they have the diamond, like, if I zoom in, you have like the diamond cut metal. And then I could put my stickers on those, and then people can mine's looking like it's getting there. Now I have decisions to make about the headlights. Because I don't want those stupid Cousin Hito headlights that you can see through the back of people's skulls. I don't want I never want LEDs on my bourbon, on Rosie's. No, they're obnoxious. I don't like people. I don't want to be like them. So I have to decide if I want to have new ones put on or if I want to just leave the old ones. Because I don't really drive at night. I don't. I don't really have a need to. So, and then I'm going to have running boards, like the sidebars to step, the side steps. Side steps. So that Mom and I can step up easier in them. And then I can get lights and run them under the steps so it lights up the ground as we go. I'm gonna make a rainbow. It's gonna be like the rainbow wagon.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna put outboard. I want to put a big drawer in the back, a big drawer system, and then I can take my camping gear out and make people coffee and a good freaking whatever they want, dude. I'm better than fucking Starbucks. Well, I got this little collapsible one that works now, and then to get out, she don't use a step. We do the same thing every time. I stand in front of her, she swings her leg around, and I say, hang on tight, and she grabs me like piggy. I said, do piggyback, and she hangs on so freaking tight. She's like a little spider monkey. And then I step forward, and I say, put your legs down, because her legs are hiked up around my waist, and she just puts them down, and I say, okay, now get your sea legs, get your bearings. And then she gets her bearings, and then we go on. So that's how we do that. It's pretty cute. People watch me, see, because I was so being tough and mad at the world for so long. You know, it's my responsibility to just be cool for the rest of my life because I was so angry for so long. I know what I was angry about, and I hope people can, cut me some slack because I don't think like everybody else to begin with. And gosh darn it, if I'm so close to my dogs, and gosh darn it, losing 3 of them, 2 of them natural death, 1 of them I had to have put down in 11 short months. If that didn't break me open and make me a better person, it was going to shut me up and make me a drunk. And I didn't choose the drunken ways, so I do make some bitchin' freaking caramel, though. Oh my god. This stuff is dope. I made butter last night. You want to see this batch?
Oh, that was nice.
Want to see this batch of butter? Check this out. Look out this batch of butter.
Oh,
This is like somebody gave me a sack of flour, so I just put a couple handfuls of that, and then I had another OZ of flour from the flour shop, so
flour.
that's the cold cream. And then I'm going to infuse some healing frequencies into it. And then, see, because I have this program, it's BZ-tronics. I bought the license a few years back. And so, it has all these presets, see? And they're cool. The presets are like hippy-dippy shit. I mean, they help for like Alzheimer's, chronic fatigue, healing all types, intuition, lose weight, migraines, mind expansion, pain. And then it has all these different genres under pain. Psychic enhancement, relaxation, shamanic set. And then I put my headphone on this and then infuse this with the healing frequencies. And then I make candy and I give them to people. And then they try it. And then the next time I see it, they're like, man, this bitch does this stuff for free? What does she want? It's just my money's blood money, because my income's from the VA and from an earth angel. So I guess it's half blood money. But like, I mean, if I think about it, government money that's from taxes, it's all blood, sweat, and tears, right? It's all taking something out of somebody else's pocket. Although I did break my body to do it. I earned it, but still, best I can do is not be a part of all that stolen valor. I see people out here with, like, I got veteran plates. I have a lot of veteran plates. I have veteran plates from Oregon. I never had them from Omaha. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know it was part of the benefits. But I don't know. I always ask people about their service, and then if they're really excited about the terrible stuff that they did, I just figure, well, we aren't of the same frequency. Because my God says, thou shalt not kill. Not when they do, you get your little rocks off. That's weird to me. People get violent. I got a new set of scissors. They're in the mail, but I got there after the post office closed today. So I cut Mom's hair. Want to see? Mom, I'm going to show people your nice haircut. Ah! That's my carrot. There's a little part of the caramel. Here's a little part of the caramel. Look at this. Oh! It's time traveling candy. Because you eat some of this, and before you know it, like, where did the 4 hours go? What did I do for 4 hours? So this is what I do in my spare time. And then I give it to people.
Oh, nice.
Out in the community.
That's nice.
It's fun. I ate a dollop of that a while ago, and I'll be good for a bit.
Good.
Anyway, I'll wait till Mom's hair is all trimmed up. But her hair was like down to here, and now it's up to here. Because she gets so hot. She sleeps hot. And then she scratches because it gets irritated. And then she gets like, she does it over and over. And then I've got to put lotion on it, keep an eye on it, and be like, hey, why are you scratching? And all that stuff. So I trimmed her hair, and now she doesn't do any of that anymore. So it's for the serenity of both of us, really. Taking care of other people is not easy to do because it always changes what her needs are. Her needs always are evolving and changes because she has a traumatic head injury. And so the parts in her brain that got damaged as she's gotten older, that happened how long ago? You were 39, Ma, so round up to 40. So 36 years ago that happened. 1989, spring. Dude freaking slammed her head in the car door. And then the neurologist, see, I learned a lot about the human body because me and Mom had gone through so much. So I had heard the doctor explain to her what was going on with me as much as I heard the doctor have to tell me what was going on with her because there were no other adults around. I was it. You know, like when that happened with her head, doctor comes in, like their bedside manner, who is that for? Like the rich people? Because they just said, hey kid, if you know anybody that wants to say goodbye to her, call now because she's probably not going to live through the night.
Oh.
That's what they told me about my mom.
Oh.
And so I just sat there and I was like, God, you're not going to take her, are you? You know, and bargaining and all that stuff. I see 15-year-old kids now and they can barely freaking keep their ass crack clean. Like, they smell like dookie because they don't know how to clean themselves, but they know how to get to level whatever on fucking Grand Theft Auto or whatever that doesn't matter. I'm over here, you know, I knew when I was 15 I was going to be wiping Mom's ass. You know. But what is being a person if you can't help another person be comfortable within themselves and help people? That's why I'm like, all these people fighting wars and taking Greenland, I'm like, whatever happens out there is going to happen. It doesn't affect me staying home, keeping Mom clean and feeding Mom. Like, it doesn't, like, nothing out there ever impacts our life here. Yet they take all these budgets, you know, to pay themselves all this money to say, we are the authority, we are in charge. And I'm like, bitch, please. I answer to God. I have my own authority. I don't need police because I don't break your stupid laws. And now I discovered Uber in Taos.
Uber?
Taos has Uber. I Ubered. I ain't never Ubered before in my life. And I Ubered. Got a rad driver, Carrie. She's hella dope. Got to use her 2 times. Probably use her again in the future if she'll let me. One time she came and picked me up after she drove 2.5 hours from frickin' Albuquerque. And she didn't give me an attitude. She wasn't mad. She wasn't all scowly. Didn't treat me like see, that's what I could do is I could just pay people for service. But see, she's not from here. And you know what else is dope? She Lakota. So when I say I'm a Heyoka, and she goes, oh, I'm Lakota, because she's from South Dakota. I was like, dude, she moved here the same time I moved here. And I think about all the times that I freaking could have used her for a ride in the last 5 freaking years. But I'm like, no, there's no Uber in Taos. And then finally I looked just because I needed to. I was like desperate because it was cold as shit out and I didn't want to walk 3.4 miles home. Yeah, so I'm all about Uber. And one day, up in South Dakota. See, I've been to Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls.
I took my brother up there because he has this imaginary competition in his mind about going to all the countries, marking up all the countries. So the year he was in Babylon, in Baghdad, where he put captain on, Army Guard, that's when I feel like this is all a racket because they create military wars when a lot of people are going to promote, and then they go over there and pay themselves tax-free, hazardous duty, and it's like this big old huge bonus. And I always thought that was weird that single parents can't feed their kids, but these military members are freaking making bank. Like, they're fucking loaded. They're rich in my eyes. Then they retire and they're pulling in 15, 20K a month. A month! But, hey, you know, how many officers do you think are homeless on the street? Or is it just the enlisted that actually saw the contrived reality, the production of what war is? Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same. It's the same budgets. They both spend millions and billions and trillions of dollars every year to get the people to believe in something made believe. And I encourage anybody that disagrees with me to verify otherwise. Because from my experience, being a part of the military is about the appeal to emotion fallacy. And it's about making people pretend people were your friends when they're not. What does that say? See, I did 6. I'm going to start a whole fucking ass movement. If you want to join me, you're welcome to. It's called I'm Sorry for My Service. I'm sorry for my service. And I know that this world will change if more soldiers that saw the real shit come out and say that they're sorry for their shit too, man. Because I'm tired of saying the shit by myself. But I will. I keep doing it. I did a talk not too long ago. I was on a VA call with the state of New Mexico. I called in. And I said, nope, these veterans are never going to get better unless you let us talk about the real shit that happened. That you made us do this shit. And it was no good reason and real people died. And thou shalt not kill. So if people want to join my movement, thou shalt not kill. I'm sorry for my service, and straight people like rainbows too. So, anyway, stop crying like a baby. You know, I was in the Inn Club. Somebody just watched it yesterday. I can tell I get on somebody news radar and they go back and they watch my old shit because they're studying me. They're studying me and then they figure out, fuck this bitch, she's a person of integrity. She can't be compromised. I don't want to work with her. You know? But as long as it can, I'll let people use me as long as it's going to do somebody some good someplace. I'll take it. I've been taking it my whole life. Just take it, Margie. Take it. You know what? I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson. You want to keep a pretty smile? When you're taking it, become a slack jaw. Just let go. Just go limp. Then you won't clench your teeth. My brother, when he don't take it, he resists. So he breaks his teeth. He grits his teeth, and then people break their teeth and have to get fake teeth because they take it. And I'm a slack jaw. So I just relent. You're going to give it to me? I'm not going to suffer. Because you overpower me, you big strong thing. You're going to take whatever you want from me. Whatever, I'm just going to go limp. How many military members tried to do things to me when we were drunk? Just go limp, Marge, to leave you alone. I'm glad they stopped at that, and I never had to make it weird by fucking giving them a dotted black eye or something. There's too many other female members that the dude got the best of them. That is our military. It's all stolen valor. Anyway, that was then. This is now. Things are a little bit different now. I got angel dogs in heaven. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. I did not know you were right there. I'm so sorry. But you turned down a medal. Well, I would love to hear that story. I got these. You've probably seen these before. These are my decorations. I'm sorry, Luna. These are my documentations. It's funny. So this one is a bigger trophy. Look at this, right? The trophy shop. Where's the sticker under it? Warren's Jewelry. They made bank from off it. So this one is a bigger trophy, and it says straw. Senior Airman. I never got to be Sarge Marge. Senior Airman Margaret Hessick, 55th Maintenance Squadron, Airman of the Quarter, April, June 2005. That was for this one, okay? So that's that one. And then I got this one, which is a much smaller award. It's heavier. It's heavier. I broke it. Or did it break? Something broke on it. It chipped on it. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, this one says, Straw Margaret Hessick, Airman of the Quarter, 55th Maintenance Group. Now, if you're a military brain and no military background, and you look up the 55th Maintenance Group, that's where Looking Glass and the Doomsday plane lives. Okay? At Offutt. So the group, they are known to be the #1 maintenance facility on the whole fucking planet Earth. There's no other maintenance facility. And I was part of the production support of that maintenance facility. See, that's why I say like is attracts like, and people that have never done jack shit but live the same holidays over and over and watch this and watch that and do this astrological reading and that astrological reading and go to Cozumel and go to this vacation spot and that vacation spot. And you have all these places you visited, but you've never really actually done shit in your life. You will not see me. I will be invisible to you. Because only exceptional beings can recognize other exceptional beings. And things like this says, Marge, you're kind of exceptional because there's 18. My dad, I went to Airman Leadership School and he asked my commander, he said, how many people are in the maintenance group? My commander's standing there eating a crab cake going, 1,800, blah, blah, blah. And my dad's like, fuck, my daughter's the best out of that? And he probably couldn't even remember my birthday. Isn't that funny? Like some groups can see exception and while the whole world sees some weird lady that cries a lot. That's where the chip is. I knew I chipped it. So, everywhere I go, I make things better. And then I end up in Taos, the land that's all, don't try and change Taos. Let Taos change you. I told the lady at the flower shop yesterday, I said, fuck that. I'm changing Taos. I'm changing Taos. Taos has already changed since I've lived here. Every place I've ever lived has changed. Because I contribute. My energy contributes. I'm a little battery, and I take my little battery, and I take it out, and then people go, you're adorable, or they hate me. But I was just so sad. Not one person came up to me and said, man, I can really tell you're hurting. What's that about? You want to talk about it? Yet, I have done that to so many people since I've lived here. That's why I learned how to take care of other people, because, God, man, wouldn't it be great if somebody was out there to take care of me and make me a cup of coffee in the morning and do all this stuff for me? And that's just not, that's not my card, so I just became this overachiever. And I got all this energy because I'm just a battery. All we are is batteries. And what do people use their batteries for? Get up, play video games from dawn to dusk, dusk to dawn. These new kids, though, they're something else. I think they're going to be okay. I think I might just be born a little late. But these new generations, they don't want war just like I don't want war. I want to see every town in a sustainable environment, like they were their own little military bases, where everybody that lives there just gets to use the services and the good just because they're alive. And that if there's something that needs to be done in the infrastructure, that they just task the people in the community to gather on a Sunday, Saturday, knock it out. You know? It's like habitat for humanity, but humanity is for everybody. Not just the people that have the right social security number. Yeah, that was a dope video. I shared that with my Earth Angel Fragine too, I think. That video was dope. That video is dope. But these are things. Mom, when I was a little kid, Mom used to say there's a calling on your life. And I'd be like, that's dumb. No, there's not. My name is Margie. I'm a girl. With all my little, you know. So this is what I'm going to do. We still got winter for a while. I'm still not in a place where I can have a garden. So what I'm going to do, but I have these, and I'm just going to take them out when it starts warming them up, and then just like make a little on the side of the road garden, right? And then I'll put it like in the path of like where I usually travel, one of my obscure routes, so I can check on it. Chances are birds are going to get the seeds. You know, the likelihood of it going to fruition is unlikely, but it's worth a shot. You know, making a little, and then like if it does, then I can put on like Facebook local community pages. You know, that have food insecurity, like I could tell them where to go to get some lettuce and some tomatoes. And then one day I'll have my own place and I can just, because I'm multifaceted. I'm a jack of all tirades. I got to use my energy for good productive things, because if I sit around, I'm going to start thinking about all the things I should be doing. You went in 87? I think that's when the break happened. I think like 89, that's when my brother went in. But that's also when they started the program of like Rodney King. People now, they don't even know who Rodney King is, and that dude got his freaking, he disassociated. Like, dude left his body. Like, he got mauled by like freaking, how many cops beat his ass? Let's see here. I went in 87, had integrity then. Stationed in Turkey. I almost went to Turkey. I had so much time in grade. See, that worked. I had guys that came from the Marines. And then they came, like, I didn't realize that the military was such an incestual place, meaning that they not only did they cross-train within the military, like, the age, one dude, because, poor Bendy, he was a great mechanic from, like, Newman Grove, you know, freaking Nebraska, small town, right? Went in the military, and he was not book smart at all. It's so, like, he couldn't pass the test. And he kept not being able to pass the test, but he could do his job. Like nothing. You could count on him. You know, he was a reliable, hard worker, but he just wasn't book smart. So finally, like, it broke his heart. They made him go to services. I think they let him back into age. But services are the lowest test scores on the military entrance exam. Dude, I had a sponsor. Her husband was in the Marines. Dude was dyslexic. But daddy was the commander in the Marines. So homeboy got a waiver. It's all dude, it has nothing to do with if you're colorblind. Like, all that stuff, everything is waiverable. If you got the right blood in you, you can do whatever you want. My brother got the right blood. See, he just sold his soul, and I wouldn't sell my soul. He's been in the Army Guard since 1989. Dude, I think is like a lieutenant colonel now. 4 decades that dude has been in. For playing soldier boy. Made all this rank over there, was an Army JAG, got to work for the state of California, and then the state of California, or like any government agency, they have this thing that you could like take a time out in your cushy state job, and then go do whatever you want in the military for 5 years, and then go back. And then got back. I'm talking about the corruption of this land and how the good people are going to take it back. And we're going to do it the right ways. Because might ain't right. This is the only land we're going to defending. So instead of going out, I'm just going to go out and clown a bunch of people. I'm not trying to freaking, fight against anybody. You want to join my I'm sorry for my service movement? My name's Marge. I was on Crete when we bombed Iraq, and this was the Oh, this was the view from my hotel room. I'm sorry for my service. I got more pictures. I get triggered when I see Humvees. Hey, Doris. You know Doris? I think the time is now. Oh, I will endorse these pants. I just got this today. You're sorry for your service, Doris? Right on, you're in the right place. I won awards. I was aged off at Air Force Base. I'm sorry for my service. I was airman in the 55th Maintenance Group. It's all bullshit. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same. If you get cold like me, these pants are hella dope. I got them today. They're like lined with fleece. Like everybody should have access to stuff like this. I'm such a little bitch. They have like these knee pads because I crawl around like under the ground. 108 AW. What's the brand? These I got on Amazon. They're one of two things. It's either Gash Heyo or Cash Heyo. But the font's weird. See the G, it could be a C. They're probably devil worshiper pants, but I'm not a devil worshiper. I'm all about God. So I'm going to put the God in these pants. By putting me in these pants. And keeping my sweet ass warm when it's freaking cold as shit in Taos, New Mexico. But all the pockets have zippers, and I was playing with them earlier because I like to play with zippers. Like when I'm listening to music, it's like they're an instrument. If you ever come to Taos, I'll show you around and I'll give you one of my stickers that I give to people too. Straight people like rainbows too. I'm autistic, so that's the color wheel. So things are looking up. I think I want to put on my own event. I think I want to make an event and invite truth seekers and speakers from everywhere. I have some of those. My buddy Paige gave me those when we went to Alaska. It was negative 35. I was like, fuck that. These guys would go out and smoke, and I was just like, what's wrong with you people? That's when you don't smoke. When it's negative 35, that's when you say, you know what? I'm just not going to smoke because it's too cold, and I got some sense in here. But I saw negative 35 at Offit, too. Offit wears looking glass. It was. See, we got to start talking and getting our stories together because this is what I placed together. If you look up looking glass, I was on Quite Frankly the other night, and Gigi was on it. And I'm like, and I get so overstimulated. Once I get going, it's hard for me to kind of stop. And I was trying to explain to them, because they're like, no, there's the CIA looking glass, and then there's this looking glass here. I'm like, dude, they're the same fucking thing. I have some Under Armour, like tight pants that I wear, but I just really, because the car's been broke, I haven't been having to go out. But now that it's getting fixed and we could go out again, it's going to be, the heater works great. Oh my God, praise baby Jesus. Born on 9/11. So what I put together is looking glass, right? They said they quit that in 2000. They just changed some stuff. They didn't quit it, right? Because the RC-135s, all we did ever since the Patriot Act, they're big old huge listening devices. That's all the RC-135s are. They're reconnaissance. And you know what their training mission is? To fly back and forth and all around the United States, to eavesdrop on people's conversations, to determine who the bad guys are. Okay? And then if you're an instrument on an aircraft and you are calibrated to dial into frequencies, does that instrument know the frequency of something that hears on a radio, differentiating that from a frequency that it gets out of the no place space, like somebody's thoughts? Tell me the difference. Is there a difference? Can a fake non-human thing determine the difference between a real thought and a made-up thought? I didn't think so either. So since 2000, since I was in the military, and I swore an oath to defend this land and the freedom and democracies and freedoms of all this crap. So so a bunch of freaking frat boys, Freemasons, can do butt stuff in back rooms and pay themselves tax-free to do it. While single parents end up starving and, doing terrible things. So, they made me do terrible things. All right, I'm going to talk about all the stupid, terrible things they made me a part of. And that is being a part of. See, that's what they do. The Mandela effect, you can call it different timelines, but it's two different products that are printed on the same label machine, as I understand it. The Bernstein Bears, it's this printing press. They put this wheel on it. It says Bernstein Bears. They print 100 copies. They put it over. They send them to the East Coast. Then they print 100 copies of the Bernstein Bears and send it to the West Coast. And if ever these people meet, they will disagree and go back and forth all day about, is it the Bernstein or the Bernstein? What difference does it make? Is anybody hungry in your community? Does everybody have what they need? Is everybody warm enough tonight? Do they have blankets to old people, kids? Does everybody have food in their belly to keep their bodies to generate heat so they don't be cold all the time? Like these are the things that should matter, not if people get their little freaking awards and their little trinkets. Everybody gets an award in America. Yes! Yes! They screw. I come from a family of Freemasons. My dad, father's side, brother, fraternity, they're all Freemasons. I'm the scapegoat. I'm the throwaway. The Mandela effect is to see okay, think of it like this, Doris. I'm going to put it like this. You have a mirror, okay? Like this. I got a little mirror right here. His visuals are good. This is what they do. This is the psyop of America. Say I drop this mirror. Bam! And it breaks into 5 different pieces. Okay, first of all, they do it with people like me. They do it to our psyche when we're babies. So we shatter, we disassociate. So we remember, but I'm one of those people, I got like a photographic memory, plus I got all these pictures to support my memory. So they hate that. Anyway, so then what society, they can track me. What a good person I am? Did you see my pin video with me and Deputy Doofus? It's all fear tactics. They can't do anything to me because I serve God. That's cool. Oh, Mandela. See, I remember that was the first one. And so they tell this part of the people that, this is what happened, and then they tell this part, and then society is never going to get together and come up with a clear picture. They're just all going to split hairs about it, and they're never going to build their community because they're always going to be arguing about stupid, bullshit, decisive stuff like, is the NFL rigged? Or who fucking cares? It's a time suck. It's one game that a bunch of NPCs plays, and a bunch of other NPCs watch. And so anybody that's a sports fan are not going to be in alignment with me. Because they want to convince themselves that it isn't did you ever see that movie Defending Your Life? Imagine meeting your maker, and then your maker says, okay, You had a flood in your town. You had an opportunity to make your townspeople show up for people that lost everything. Make them a sandwich, you know. Let people know you care. You didn't. You sat in your chair and you talked about blah, blah, romper room astrology, yada, yada. And then your house depreciated $50K. Isn't that weird? But when people live like the service, they're protected divinely. So if you don't help take care of other people, when you need help, it's not going to be there. And all people keep talking about is the big crazy things that are going to happen, because we make reality. We make the crazy shit happen. My dad's side of the family, they worked. She worked at a publishing office. They printed textbooks for school. And I happened to move all over California. And so one year when I was in 6th grade, I didn't go to school for 7 weeks, and then I went to 4 different schools. And so it's the same class, and all they did, and so I'd read this book and it'd say this thing. And then over here this school, I'd read this book and it'd say this thing. But it all had different variances. They weren't all the same thing. And history should be all the same, right? But so it wasn't, because they want to create dissidence. That's it. They don't want continuity. If continuity happens, people will come in alignment. You know, how many miles have the monks walked, and Biff, Orange Man Biff, has not once. He's talking about taking off. See, because he don't feel peace in. He's fighting the peace that the earth is trying to bring peace, and all these boomers are shorting out because they're like, no. We can't let our machismo die. We gotta hang on, because that's how they get their manness. They feel like big, strong men by picking on things that are lesser than them. If that's not how it was, do you think Biff, Orange Man, would ever ran human trafficking under the guise of beauty contests? You don't think international sporting events isn't human trafficking? You don't think when people... All human trafficking is like the 16-year-old girl that goes over the state line when their mom and dads don't know, to go see Tool, and then end up on Maynard's bus. And then something happened. Because he's like the white man P. Diddy as far as I'm concerned, but nobody ever talks about that. But have you noticed how that guy's ego's crumbling? Because when people, men, women, it don't matter, when they just go around doing whatever they want to do, chasing sensations, and they never stop themselves, they get to a point where they just do the weirdest shit. Because they don't think anybody's looking, even though people are looking right at them. But in their mind, nobody's looking, because nobody is ever going to stop them. And they might have that mentality until they cross me. And people can treat me however they want. They can do whatever they can. I mean, I have videos all over of fucking aunties taking my bag of dog food because they feel so powerless, and throwing it in a bush. Really? Pull yourself together, lady. You're in your 60s, but people are so scared and they're so fearful that they gotta act like these, even women are acting like dumbass machismos and shit. And I know this because that's how I acted. And I know why I acted like that, because I knew that all my little dogs were going to die at the same time. For years I knew it. And then and it was fine. For years it was cool, because you don't think about it when everybody's young, and then, driving you crazy, and you're in your routines, and then all of a sudden, God, they're not getting around so much, and man, he's lost weight, and this and that, and you start noticing everything, and you just start, being more grateful for the time that you have left. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's been a year since one of them's gone. It's been, all this time goes, and it's just and that's after my sister got killed on a motorcycle. But this is just all the stuff that I'm not allowed to show emotion over, because people without souls and spirits, they feel uncomfortable with the motion. That's how you know who the lizards are. Anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. I should probably get going. We had such a good lunch, though, huh, Mom?
Yeah,
We had a good day today?
Good day.
Well, so people, your pretty haircut?
Oh, that is.
Look, there's Mom. Their little haircut.
Yes.
There's that. You like it?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right. So did I do a talk today
Yes.
already? Because I usually do one in the morning when I'm chatty in the morning. I might have done a talk already. Just blah 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 blah. Look, I'm so glad I don't have to go out tomorrow. Okay. What's the temperature supposed to be tomorrow? Maybe I can make a batch of caramel. Maybe I can make a batch of caramel. I gotta do it outside on the gas stove.
On the gas stove.
Yep. Tomorrow's supposed to be 46, so maybe.
46.
I appreciate you guys sticking around today and letting me get this stuff off my chest.
Oh,
You
you're so
know,
nice.
it's so nice. Like, I know that I'm having another spiritual experience. It's called a psychic change when your personality changes. When something happens and it shifts in you. And see, that's what's going to change the earth is when enough people like dominoes, when people line up and we all fall down, you know, that when we come into sync, that, God, man, this stuff has been happening for too many civilizations, and that people just really ultimately want to live a peaceful existence. And so when they talk about, you know, new one world order and stuff like that, let's not focus on the frequencies of fear and what that entails. Because the way I look at it is beings of this earth are migrational. And Mom's from Spain. She has Spanish and native indigenous to America. That's who she is. So half of me is Spanish indigenous. And then the other half, I got the fucking lizard colonial blood. So that's how I know when people are conflicted with themselves, they want to bring destruction and war out externally. Because these are things and energies and emotions that I had to rectify within myself. So I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from a place of criticism. Thank you for saying that. See, when I started my video 9 years ago, March 26, 2017, I just had to be steadfast in verifying that I am the person that I say I am. And I've showed up on these videos since I lived in Oregon, and course of all these stories, and then people had to go through their experience, come into their own truth, and then here comes Marge. Please don't be proud of me. Pride is a fool's emotion. Pride is what gives America permission to kill people over there in the name of blah blah. That's the only thing. I don't mean any disrespect, Doris. That's just, I have to say something now, because if I don't, then I keep seeing it. Then it's like luggage that gets weighed down and it gets too heavy, and then ultimately I have to say something, because pride is not something that I aspire to be. I'm not proud of anybody that died because I went and got a paycheck, collected a paycheck so I could get a college degree that I don't even use anymore. I still have all the knowledge, and the knowledge I share is that I want to have America have trade schools everywhere. Every community, like I want to go out and hang out with kids in high school that are their class is like excavators and skid loaders and repairing those and making tools that they would need to fix things in case they can't get it, and all of this stuff. Thank you, you guys. I'm going to try and stay right side, because I hear that and my ego just goes, Yeah, my care. Oh man, I am so painfully aware. People hate me. What?
Why?
Why? Because they live a lie.
They live the lie.
Yeah, they want to live a lie. So if I come along, I'm all about truth, and they're like, "Fuck, this bitch is gonna put me on blast." And I'll be like, "Nah, man, it's cool. You want to live a lie? We'll let you lurk in the darkness. It's cool by me." So, I'm on all the socials. I just got on TikTok within the last year or so. And then that's where you can see my famous me running into Deputy Doofus of Taos County.
Oh.
My favorite part is like, "Do you know why you're pulling me over?" And I said, "'Cause your Taos High School education has failed you." I should get the body cam footage just so the world could put no. I should not. I don't think that kid is even in fucking Taos anymore. Honestly, I think I don't know. That video was seen over probably a million times on other people's channels. That shit cracks me up. Huh? That day that I flipped off the sheriff, the deputy, and he stuck his bully stick. He swung it out and he stuck it in my door, and I was like, "Oh, fuck no, you are not getting in this car." Yeah, my handle is the same everywhere. 3RD. It's on TikTok. Oh, I'm not on Facebook. It's just Margie has it, but I don't do much on Facebook. But I don't do much on Instagram because my old profile got taken, but I am third eye activated there. Wow. I'm starting to do more on Instagram, but I got my feelings hurt because my brother's wife dropped me as a follower, so I don't get to. That was the only access I had to my niece. So now it's like, she's out there growing up, and I have no idea what she looks like, But they only posted her maybe once a year. Like, that kid don't even get, like, first day of school, like, where they have this, first day of third grade. No, they don't do none of that stuff, they only, oh, God. To be a Sagittarius, born to a Capricorn and a Virgo, I just am, oh, God bless her. And then her sister's a Gemini. She never really liked her sister, even when she was a baby. That's dope. Yeah. So a lot of people don't like people they're related to. They just pretend like they do. It's weird, man. Pretending is such a weird. I'm a bad pretender. I can't pretend. I can't pretend like I care about something when I adamantly don't. That's why I could only I did a talk earlier, and I would make fun of the military while I was doing my job exceptionally well. But I would change the lyrics to songs. Like, remember that Milli Vanilli song, "Blame It on the Rain"? Well, I changed the word. I had a whole, I don't remember all of it now, but I changed it to "Blame It on Hussein." And then I had all these lyrics about how they blamed it on him, that we did all, and there's never any weapons of mass destruction and all this stuff. And then another one, but that was the title of my talk this morning, a Selena song, "Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb." And I changed the lyrics to "Itty Men Drop Bombs." Itty bitty men drop bombs. Because what is a soldier? I'm Gen X. I'm 70s. I'm 74. I'll be 5'2". I'll be the opposite. I used to be 5'1". Well, I am 5'1", so backwards I'm 1'5". So basically, I act the same way I was when I was a 15-year-old kid. I just have a lifetime worth of experience on top of my jovial, light-hearted, sunny disposition. And so, Now I'm going to be 5'2", so now I feel like I have to act a little closer to my eyes. So maybe this year, the year of the horse, which I'm coining it as the year a lot of people are going to be knocked down off their high horse, that I'm going to have to act 25. And that's about as high as I can go. You know, so, you know, age appropriate, never been that, will never be that. You know, so anyway, you getting hungry, Mom?
Yeah.
Are you a little bit?
A little bit.
We got so much food. I got top sirloin. Dude, this store, where you been my whole life? I think I might be falling in love with Taos. If I can I already got a good lady that does my massage. She's hella dope. I think next winter, well, I don't know, maybe next month I'll do 2 if it stays cold. I can go every 2 weeks instead of once a month.
That's really nice.
You don't want to hear something funny, Doris?
No.
That's what my job was when I was in the military. How funny is that? Is my job, I was an age ranger.
Age ranger.
They spelled my name wrong.
Oh.
I have an E in my name. So this says, with sincere appreciation for your significant contributions to the success of mini Cobra Ball in combat, but they spelled it wrong because they worship their demigods. That should be BA-AL. So if ever you see on social media where anybody is in the comments and they say something to the effect of they all suck ball sack, that's me. That it's BAALALL. So they have us worshiping their demigods and killing people. That's what 9/11 was. That's when baby Jesus was really born. That was just a whole bunch of human sacrifices in the name of some Zionic butt stuff club. You know, the Gunners in Philadelphia? Those secret societies? How many of those dudes had happy endings at massage parlors? I know one off the top of my head. Bobby Coyle. They do 2 years as SPs. Then go back home and work in their local cop shop and then terrorize everybody they terrorized with all their nepotism and privileges before they got put the badge on. It's a complete racket. COBOL in combat sent missions from the men and women of the 55th MXS. You know, want to hear something? You're the tin girl? Okay. I was the Toto. The last year I was the Toto, which is the Technical Order Distribution Officer. Okay? Now, when I was 15 and my mom was 39, a man slammed her head in a car door. She's the scarecrow. Okay? My dad was the absentee father. He is the cowardly lion. I have a picture in a photo album over here when my brother in elementary was in a school play. He was the Tin Man. He has no heart. He is now a lawyer for the state of California to make $240,000 a year. I asked him to help me find a place to live with me and mom and my dogs. And his solution was to put mom in a home, get rid of 2 of my dogs, and go back to work so I can collect a pension and have some sort of retirement in my future. Because he is the program. He went with the program. I went with the spirit. I take care of mom. He takes care of himself and his fraternity brothers and his back. Dude, he had a roommate, Eric Alderson. 10 years he lived with this guy. My brother's not a very good judge of character. He'll tell people what a crazy, terrible person I am. Yet his roommate, Eric Alderson, of 10 years, lived with them out of college until he moved in with his practice wife. Guy's in prison, I think, still today for being a pedo. So who's a bad judge of character, brother? Who's a bad guy? Who's a good guy? It's all subjective, right? And then we end up in Taos, New Mexico in 2020, only to find out Mom was born 22 miles north of here in Cuesta, New Mexico, where we met her relatives, but they're such opportunistic, stupid cousins in this community that because she doesn't have money, she doesn't have anything to offer. So they don't want to know her. And that's New Mexico, the land of the stupid cousin. I know this because I am surrounded by stupid cousins that I'm related to in Taos and Cuesta and Albuquerque and Santa Fe and all points in between. Because karmas are real. And so I had to come back here to teach these stupid cousins that you create systems to support the little baby within the family, not create agencies where people to throw their little babies away to and then get a check for doing so to be part of against that whole evil, wicked system. So it's all coming down. It's all coming down. And I'm not sad for it. Anyway, my voice is getting tired. This is probably the longest I've ever talked. And I'm going to go eat some caramel, drink my coffee, and watch some Bob's Burgers with Mom. You must be Dorothy. That's rad. Mom, that's where Mom was in El Paso. That's where the orphanage that they stuck her in. Because she was born with 2 club feet. So they put her in El Paso. So you and Mom, I've never been to El Paso, but you and Mom, so maybe you're here because you're frequency like Mom, because Mom's been to El Paso. I'll do another talk later about latitude, longitude, the Earth grid, and how we're supplying all the energy for all this stuff, and then they charge us for it. Thanks for hanging out.